Good evening everyone, welcome back to the Oz Pro Am Sim Series live from Phillip Island. Thanks to HJ Plant Repairs. Still around here, your host for this evening. A couple of weeks off, for a week off, it felt like a couple of weeks. We had the Australia Day weekend in the middle last Tuesday. Well, only last Tuesday, but we're already into February. 2 rounds to go here at the Oz Pro Am Sim Series. We are at the sometimes sunny, the sometimes windy, sometimes rainy, sleety Phillip Island, and that can all be within just 1 hour of experiencing this fantastic track in Victoria. Well, these drivers will have had plenty of experience running around this one, maybe even in real life too. Pretty accessible track, the old Phillip Island. Back in the GTEs again this evening. It's the penultimate round of the third leg of the Oz Pro Am Sim Series, so only 1 week to go, and of course next week that is at Bathurst, but not too much to say about that just yet. Let's wait until we get there next week before we enjoy that race. Sure to be a cracker with a thick grid as well. Everyone loves to run at Bathurst. It is the pinnacle of Australian motorsport. We'll see who gets down here tonight. 5 minutes to go in practice, and we've jumped in here. We're on board with Luke Bergens, series leader at the moment. He is currently the fastest man on track, 1:23.85 for Luke. I'm going to say he may have just gone a little slower than that last time around, but it's going to be a ripping qualifying session here. Jumping in and out of a few different cars at the moment as well. There's plenty of long format racing going on in iRACING at the moment. We did see the 12-hour GT3 event for Australian Online Supercars over the weekend. We have the official 12-hour race coming up in just a matter of a few weeks for iRACING official, and people planning for the Sebring race as well coming up in March. So we're very much back into the year for iRACING. And Buzz doing plenty of laps, spending plenty of time in the cars. So we'll see who can dominate tonight. We are in our usual sprint format here, so got a 25-minute first race, 45-minute main race with reverse grid coming up, about 10-minute interval before that one happens. So do stick around. We've got a good night of motorsport for you here on FGM eCast. Plenty to talk about too. Daytona 24-hour race, virtually and in real life, run over the last weekend since we spoke last. I can tell you that I believe it was the main split of the virtual race was won by a tenth or so of a second after 24 hours of racing. Could you believe it? There's an image getting around on the internet of the finish line, and it is amazing that after that long, after that many laps, that the guys could be that close together. So on board now with Matty Cartaglione, one of the series coordinators here. He's had a good chat with himself, Sam Lehman, and Hayden Jackson about Season 3 of AUSPASS, which I can happily confirm to you is in the works. Also pleased to confirm that we will continue to broadcast the Oz Pro Am Sim Series here on FGM eCast. We are going to be heading back to the GT3 class for next season. The boys did let me in on a few of the details for next season, which includes the track selection. We're going to retain this formula that we've got where we do trek across the globe. So I've had a look at the track selection, and it is mouth-watering, including a couple of surprises. Tracks that we've not seen on AUSPASS before. So that should be great to see. We're just waiting to hear about some series sponsors as well. So plenty to come with AUSPASS in the starting in late March. So we'll have a couple of weeks break between the round that concludes this series at Bathurst next week, which is an enduro, an hour-and-a-half race there, and at the start of the following season. So some tracks off in the gravel trap there, down in Siberia. Jump on board with Daniel Webster. Probably, so far to date, the most improved driver, I think, in the series this season. He's had a cracking series and is actually fighting right at the top of the listings. So he has done it well this time around. That M8 BMW of his well and truly favouring him. So I can tell you now, just jumping in to get the updated results. Can't quite see at the moment, but I'd be not very certain, but reasonably comfortable with the fact that he'd be right up there towards the top. So doing a ripping job as well. Race Image Motorsport car there. We're just about to conclude the warm-up for this evening's first race, so don't go anywhere. About to head into open practice, open qualifying even I'm a little bit rusty. Heading into open qualifying here on AUSPASS. And qualifying is brought to you by Ferguson Group Media, in fact, as well. So let's see who can take out pole position. It is always, and tonight is no different, an absolute mad dash to see who can get out first and get priority on the track. Brady Buchanan there getting out of the blocks early in that Corvette. He was, Hayden Jackson, I should say. My apologies there, Hayden. In the Corvette, he was saying earlier tonight that can be a little bit of a pig, that one, to handle. So he's still working through it. When it was released by iRACING, it was an absolute monster, but they've adjusted it, and in doing so, probably detuned it a little bit too much. So we'll see what makes of it here. Big Long Straight, of course, the main straight at Phillip Island, Gardner Straight. So that is going to play to his advantage a little bit. That Corvette really strong in a straight line, and with a little bit of a fuel advantage here tonight as well. So let us see what it brings. Said you're looking for purple. Green sectors show the fastest of the sectors for that particular driver. Purple sectors, however, fastest on track. We're underway. It is Josh Perwin who's going to make the first fastest lap for us tonight. So we'll stick on board with him as he heads around in that BMW. He comes round through the hay shed, suitably known because there is in fact a hay shed there, and he heads up over Lukey Heights, the heaviest braking corners on the track. Back down into first gear for a lot of these drivers. Make his way back around. Matty Carleone so far, plenty of purple. Let's see where Josh turns up. drops in the 24.33. Matty Cartaleone 24.10 currently on provisional pole. Hayden Jackson 26.6. He's got the old Corvette hooked up there. Luke Bergen's just waiting for a clear lap, I think, in the Porsche. Josh Perwin just jumps in as well with a 24.33. Lee Harrison 25.09 in response. Luke Bergen, so look at all those purple sectors turning up there for Luke as he crosses the start-finish line and does go into provisional pole 23.6. So he is half a second clear of Matty Cartaleone in the Beamer. We got one Porsche tonight, two Corvettes, and we've got a half dozen of Bavaria's finest in the M8. So we've got 5.5 to go. Luke Bergen's, what a cracking lap that is, 23.6. Cartaleone here on a personal fastest. He is currently 2 green sectors, so he is going to go faster. 24.16, sixth 100ths slower. So see there are a couple little updates as well to the overlay there. So you can see the progressive sectors as that black line fills in on the respective driver's timing chart. So give you an idea on how close they are to completing that sector. As Luke Bergens comes around, he's gone faster again. So this is going to be a 23.47. Fastest lap for Luke Bergens again, improving on his prior effort. It's really going to be down to whether or not Matty Cartaleone can put together a lap in that BMW. So he comes up through Hayshed here, make his way up over Lukey Heights. Really important to try and maintain the line there on the inside to stick to the right area for the braking zone. Does just that, gets the BMW turned in, get on the gas, got to be careful. Very easy to light up the rear tyres there, trying to get out of that corner. Little lift on the throttle and back on it again as soon as you see that flag marshal point. And then you've got to hold on and hope that you manage to not get too far out on the grass there. And 24.42, a little slower there for Matty. So at this stage, it is Luke Bergens by half a second. Lee Harrison in the Corvette, trying to make things happen. He's going to go slightly faster. 24.38, so currently in fourth. So it is Porsche, Beamer and Corvette. Bergens, Cartaleone, Perwan and Harrison for race one. That is your provisional front row. So Luke Bergens has decided to put the cue in the rack. He's jumped into pit lane with 3 minutes to go. Figures he's probably going to be pretty safe. He's got nearly 3/4 of a second over Matty, who we're on board with now. And he too has decided to jump into pit lane. See the siren going off there to let us know. Josh Perwin coming around to complete another lap. He is one up. Not good enough overall to make any difference. Lee Harrison completes his next lap around. Equally not able to trouble the scorers, so to say. So Brady Buchanan coming through in the BMW. Can't miss that one. He's just slightly slower than his best effort. Sam Lehman down the runoff. down to where you jump into the paddock. Down there at turn 4. Usually the place in real life racing where they get a majority of the cars to exit. Hey Luke, welcome to the stream. These guys are running GT3 next season, so you might want to consider jumping in with Crank Esports. Maybe not running the Lambo, but maybe jumping in and giving this championship a shake. So we've got a minute to go here. I think our top 3 is pretty much set. Lee Harrison just starting a final lap here, probably the only one who can trouble anyone. Thanks very much for the like there, Sven. Hope you're enjoying the stream. He jumped in at a good time, just about to finish qualifying. And we're going to head into our first sprint race of the evening. And thanks to you as well, Luke. So, down on the dirty stuff there, Lee Harrison. That won't have helped him too much, but he's going to get the job done down into turn 4. A little lock of the brake there, running real wide. Not quite that wide though. I think that might have been Dwayne Voss, who just ducked off. He's not going to get that lap completed. And Harrison here has just decided to abort the lap, not quite doing anything with it. Hayden Jackson will finish his lap though. No, he will not get that one through in time. So that's it. That is qualifying run and 1. So let's quickly have a look at the grid that's coming to you for our first race here. We do have Luke Bergens off pole position, yet another pole position for that man. Matty Catalioni has grabbed his share of the front row. We've got Josh Perwin in 3rd, Lee Harrison in 4th, Daniel Webster in 5th, Brady Buchanan in 6th with Sam Lehman and Hayden Jackson off row 4 and Dwayne Voss rounding out the 9 cars starting our racing tonight. So do remember that the second race is a reverse grid race, so drivers not really wanting to finish anywhere other than up the front here. I do have to thank HJ Plant Repairs for their ongoing support of this category. Can be difficult to find sponsors, but obviously esports in general has been getting rather a lot of coverage, so it's a great place to get some coverage for your business. Just waiting for the drivers to form up here on the grid. See their Aussie carts on the side of Josh Perwin's entry. Looking sort of honeycomb set up there as well for that one. Bergens is just dropping in and out a little bit. So this won't be a stationary start. We're going to do a full warm-up lap here before this race gets underway. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity for us. See what's going on as the pace car gets underway. I think Bergen's just having a few connection issues, I think. Get set and get underway for the warm-up lap. Have a bit of a look here at what we've got in front of us at Phillip Island Raceway down in the fairly bitter cold part of Victoria. Not so much here tonight though. 23 degree track temperature, 21 degrees ambient. Pretty humid. Don't tend to see a lot of humidity down in Cowes, but be that as it may, We're looking at 4.4k circuit here, and certainly good elevation changes. Watch out into turn 4, up over Lukey Heights as well. Turn 1 may catch a couple of drivers out too on the cold tyres, so no matter of getting into the lap without doing anything too silly for most of our drivers. So here, turn 4, tight right-hander, so matter of getting the car in and stopped, you're approaching there flat out most of the time in 5th gear, the top end of 5th gear on the anchors. Trying to get the thing pulled up. Plenty going on around you as well. Always the sneaky possibility of someone coming through on the grass as well. Remember James Courtney in the HRT Commodore, I believe it was, getting his car rearranged. Actually snapped the roll cage, that impact down here at Phillip Island, so you've got to be aware of that as well. But we will be under the control of Luke Bergens at the front of the field. Matty Cartaleone will be wanting to try and get the jump on him where he can. He's left his run a little bit late here. Cartaleone's got to form up. Just moving back up into position now. As we wait for starters orders, the Porsche has already ducked in the safety car into pit lane. As we're getting ready to get going here at Phillip Island, 25-minute race, just waiting for the light to go green. And we'll be off and running. Matty Cartaleone flashing a little bit there on the screen as we are set to go racing, and we are off and running here at Phillip Island. 3 wide is the way they're going to start this one. Green, 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 let's go. They're 4 wide, almost 4 wide now, bustling away. It's Perwin Cartaleone giving Luke Bergens a hassle. It looks like everyone has got through. Hayden Jackson just struggling a little bit there through turn 1. Running wide there as well. Josh Perwin, he's going to go off track and struggle with that one. That's going to rotate him around. Hayden Jackson back on track. You see he's right out there. He's gone all the way out to the wall. But it is Luke Bergens who gets off and running to a flyer here at Phillip Island. Down in the braking zone, the Corvette there just ducks right down the inside. Daniel Webster as well moving up there. So Lee Harrison, Daniel Webster do the old double on Matty Cartaleone, but he's managed to hold the line down the inside there and do the switchback on Matty Cartaleone between turns 4 and 5. And now we head off for the run up towards Lukey Heights. We're here through Hayshed. Webster getting very aggressive, trying to run around the outside. He's not going to get it done there. A bit of tyre smoke there from a lockup. Nothing doing with it though. So Luke Bergens here under pressure from Lee Harrison in the Corvette. That's good to see. It's Cartaleone and Webster equally in shooting distance. Brady Buchanan also on the back lead. Sam Lehman as well in this pack. So it is going to be Luke Bergens leading us across the line for the first lap of the sprint race here for the HJ Plant Repairs AUSPASS Sim Series on FGME cast. And who said you can't have close racing with a small field? That's exactly what we've got here. Oh, it's just Daniel Webster there runs a little wide through turn 1. He's managed to pull it back, and it's actually worked to his advantage. Double apex through 2 and 3. And probably just through turn 2, actually. We head down through the fast left-hander. Perwin's jumped into pit lane after that damage, so he'll get a fast repair. He'll be back out and running. It won't cost him too much. He's going to be about half a lap behind, but he's a quick driver. As this pack just ever so slightly spreads. Harrison, Cartaleone, Webster 3, 4 and 5, and Brady Buchanan on the back as well. Can't leave him out of this equation. So you can see the field spread there. So we head up over Lukey Heights, down into that heavy braking zone. Looks like that Corvette of Harrison is strong up through the back section of the track. It does make a little ground on the Porsche, albeit as we say that, a little lockup going down over Lukey Heights does hurt his run a little bit. Definitely think it's going to be strongest down the straight, however, he has got Matty Cartaleone in the draft. We're getting a good tow. So head right down into turn 1. Cartaleone there's going to have a look, but not quite able to get it done. Corvette there just piles through Carleone as well. Daniel Webster right up behind him. Going down there through Siberia, there's about 9 different lines that people take. Maybe they're taking the shallower of the options. Brady running, Lee Harrison, I should say, running a little deeper into the corner and turning that car back in to get the straight run out as Luke Bergens locks a brake down through turn 11. We've got a battle going on there, have we? No, it's Brady Buchanan has actually run wide, so it's meant that he unfortunately has lost a number of places. So he slips back down into 8 after a really, really promising start from Brady Buchanan, so that's a shame. As the Corvette runs wide, Lee Harrison, that's going to open the door wide and clear for Matty Carleone and Daniel Webster. That is a pity. That Corvette was really strong. Sam Lehman now up into 4th. Luke Bergens putting in a 23.72 last time around. That's the fastest lap we have seen. That is qualifying pace from him. So a ripping effort there. So Matty Carleone now having to put the chase on, but he's got to keep one eye behind him. Daniel Webster trying to get things done. Sam Lehman's just sitting pretty in a gap on his own. And then we've got Hayden Jackson and Lee Harrison, the Corvette brothers, trying to get things done. Fantastic looking livery there, the Mountain Dew livery on the Corvette. It's a fantastic looking car actually overall. So, but Hayden's livery, it's very good indeed. As Luke Bergens now goes faster than in qualifying, 23.63. Bergen just runs a little wide there. We get it back under control. As Carleone's gone into pit lane. Not too sure what's happened there. He must be putting in fuel only. Let's jump on and see. Jumped out of pit lane. No damage on that car. So assuming it's just a little splash and dash that's going to be required. Of course, the race organisers, of which Matty is one of them, making sure that it's not as simple as just getting in and driving the distance. So he's decided to pit early. Probably to get just clear run. See if he can undercut or at least take in some of the time that Bergens has put on the field. Sam Lehman now jumps into pit lane as well. He'll be getting his service done. Stationary for a long time there. I'm maybe making a small miscalculation on the fuel up there. He will not be happy about that. As Bergens runs that Porsche up over Lukey Heights. Just 15 minutes to go here in the first of these two races this evening. So just seeing that Hayden Jackson there, unfortunately, has ducked off track a little bit. He's getting back underway here. He's currently in fourth. Lee Harrison has made his way back up to third, of course, still needing a stop. Big slide there as well. Just gets that one up the hill. Josh Perwin, unfortunately, having another incident, so he has jumped into pit lane. Luke Bergens as well in pit lane. You're hiding there behind that recessed section of the wall. Daniel Webster right in behind him. And equally, Lee Harrison comes piling in the Corvette. So, what will this do to the order? Where's Matty Carleone right now? He is coming around onto the front straight. Luke Bergens out of pit lane. Lee Harrison, Daniel Webster still in pit lane. Daniel Webster coming out. Where's he going to go? Just behind. So you can see him there in the background. So Matty Carleone has got some clear air now. The gap, however, to Luke Bergens in front of him, just a tad under 6 seconds. Hayden Jackson in doing his service. So what that means is that in the main race, fuel window is going to open for us pretty early on, actually, with about 28 minutes to go. So drivers will be able to fuel up to the end of the race then. So we won't need 2 stops. But certainly means that getting a good start is going to be important because there's not a great deal of flexibility in that early part, but of course if you do end up in pit lane early, you can fuel the car to the end. Track wear here, tyre wear not going to be too bad. We are in the evening. So, albeit it is a fixed set of track dynamics, so the track isn't going to cool. It certainly won't be too hard on the tyres for these guys, on the Michelins. So, Perkins, he just catches a little bit of the ripple strip. One's a little bit wide there as well, so... As Dwayne Voss jumps into pit lane. So current order is Luke Bergens, Matty Cardaleone in second in that bustling BMW with Daniel Webster right behind him. Getting used to seeing Daniel inside the top three. Lee Harrison fighting back in that Corvette. He did run wide through turn 2. That cost him a little bit there, having to jump into pit lane and get some repairs done. Brady Buchanan in 5th. Sam Lehman now in 6th position. Hayden Jackson in 7th. We've currently got Dwayne Voss doing his fuel service in pit lane, and unfortunately Josh Perwin out of this race, so he will start our feature race from pole position with the full reverse grid running for Oz Pro-Am. As we mentioned earlier in the stream, while this is the penultimate round of the Oz Pro-Am Sim Series, we will be back for Season 3 starting in mid-March. So if you are interested in running, I can confirm that it will be a GT3 grid, and that there are 3 cars to choose from. I'm trying to limit the numbers just to make sure that there's a reasonable spread. And we are looking at this stage at 3 very good choices from our perspective. Got the Ferrari 488 GT3 going to make a re-emergence. So looking at this stage at like we are going to be running the Mercedes, and then one more car that is yet to be decided on. So keep an eye out for that. But certainly if you are interested in getting involved in the series, jump onto your iRACING account, jump onto the Facebook page, and let the guys know that you want to run. They are capping entries to the series, somewhere between 40 or 50. That's still to be decided. Broadcast every round on FGM Ecast. It's only a 12 round season as well. So if you've got the ability to commit for 12 weeks, particularly as we head into winter when our iRacing season really gets underway, so you're not outside or not having to miss out on the cracking weather, or it's too hot to run, and it's definitely a place for you to come and get involved. Good racing in the Series 2, nice and clean. Having a few conversations of late about how bad the official iRacing racing has been. And it has been reasonably careless. It's probably a polite way to describe it. So if you're looking for some cleaner stuff, and it is a fixed series as well, so if you are a little bit tired for time, then you can just jump into one of the cars. You do have to pick a car for the season, but you can just jump into one of these cars. It's set up already, and you can just turn up and drive, albeit we'd suggest you do some practice. But if you think you can make it work straight out of the box, then more power to you. But you don't certainly have to develop a setup, which is one of the more time-consuming parts of the sim racing setup. So 6 to go here. The grid has pretty much stabilised itself. So we're going to see if there's some change. Matty Cuntley only take out second here. I'll keep an eye on it. Daniel Webster around about 4 seconds back in this pack. Currently looking pretty solid to take out second place. Under over 3 minutes to go now, so we're going to get 3 laps in, I think, before we see out this one. So Luke Bergen starts the last lap of this one. He's had it pretty much all his own way. Daniel Webster, I should say, Lee Harrison, almost close. 2.2 seconds there. So we've had a pretty spread field here. This happens at Phillip Island, obviously, with such a big track. It's easy for cars to get their own space, but can take away anything from Luke Bergens, who has dominated so far tonight. So he's going to come around the final turn and get the job done. So he will start our main feature race from the back of the grid. But Luke Bergens, congratulations, another solid win for you. Shoot to see if you can get 4 doubles in a row, basically, is what we're looking at here. So, Luke Bergens, Matty Cardelloni, Daniel Webster, our top 3 in this first race. So we will go into a little bit of quiet time. We're going to have a 10-minute interval here between races. Just waiting on a couple of drivers to come around, finish things up as we go into that warm-up period. So we're going to take a break and we'll come back just before we get started on the main 45-minute feature race this evening. Will be reverse grid. We'll bring those details to you when we are back. Alrighty, and we are back from our little hiatus, and we're just waiting for the cars to grid up here. So back for our 45-minute feature race, thanks to HJ Plant Repairs AUSPASS Sim Series Live. It's coming to you from Phillip Island. Josh Perwin going to be on the front row here as he jumps back into the car, and he will be one to watch. Hayden Jackson already out on track. So let's have a look at the grid for this second race here. It is Josh Perwin, Hayden Jackson off the front row, Dwayne Voss, Sam Lehman second row, Brady Buchanan, Lee Harrison off row 3, with Daniel Webster, Matty Carlione on row 4, and it is Luke Bergens running from the back after his win in race 1. So let's see what will come of this one. The formation lap has started. Looks like we've lost a couple of drivers here. Haven't made the grid in time. They may start from pit lane. So with Josh Perwin and Lee Harrison potentially starting from pit lane, makes Luke Bergen's job just that little bit easier to get back up to the front of this one. As I said, 45-minute race here, looking at around about 15 to 18 minutes for the pit window, and then they will fuel up and run to the end. Thanks for the like, Tom. It's a pity you're not out here running, mate. Hopefully we'll see you back next season. Just coming over Lukey Heights and getting ourselves prepared for this one. Will be Hayden Jackson, Dwayne Voss leading us away. Pace car will pull in off to the left here. There it goes. As the sun sets across Phillip Island. 7 starters for this race. We are about to go racing. Watch for that red Porsche to come through. And that BMW, big start there from Matty Carlione. He's stuck down the inside. He's made up a couple of places straight off the grid. Daniel Webster as well, looking to do the same thing with 3 wide here, going down into turn 1. Everyone manages to squeeze their way through on cold tyres. Matty Carlione's got pretty wide there. Managed to hold on to it. Oh, we've got a big lose in the middle of the pack there. That was Dwayne Voss, I believe it was, who went around. And he's ended up off in the weeds. Matty Carlione and Luke Bergen, second and third. Daniel Webster, unfortunately, getting caught up in that. He'll be furious about that, but it is a long race. He can try and make his way back up the grid. As Hayden Jackson leads them away. Luke Bergen's managed to squeeze his way through on Matty Carlione. Would have been hoping to hold up his end of the bargain there for a little bit longer. Just not quite able to do it, so almost, dare I say, running as normal. And Luke Bergens squeezes his way through there. nice and cleanly, and he's going to resume where he left things at the end of race 1. Matty Carleone here, putting on a move down the inside of Hayden Jackson down into turn 4. He's going to get it done. Hayden Jackson just needs to try and hold up there on the inside. He can do the crisscross on his way back. Not quite able to get it done. In fact, losing. No, managing to hold his position there. Brady Buchanan trying to be the opportunist. Still defending here. Luke Bergens has come off by the look of things. No, still out in front there. Not sure what's going. No, the timing monitor is just having a little bit of a spit there. It reckons that Luke got past there, but I don't think that's quite the case. So it is still Luke Bergens, Matty Carleone, and then Hayden Jackson. Brady Buchanan battling away. Right on the tail there, Brady Buchanan. Hayden Jackson battles with that Corvette. It pushes wide there in turn 2. It's a great battle going on here for third position. You can have a look down the inside. He's going to get... Oh, he's gone way deep under brakes. Just managing to get that Monster Energy drink sponsored BMW pulled up in time. It's going to be back on there. He's managed to move to the inside too and keep the position. So Brady Buchanan up into third place. Great move, Brady. Getting the job done there on Hayden. So Luke Bergen's already out to a 2-second lead. .123.83 last lap around for Luke Bergens. He's flying that Porsche well and truly sorted out. Good setup from the guys. Perhaps too good. Matty Carleone still in second. Brady Buchanan doing a ripping job in third. So, Luke Bergens just continues to pile down the laps here. Matty Carleone went off track. Take back another quick look at that one. It does affect the standings, it's just over-rotated. Just a little bit of an internet connection issue there again for Matty. Just dropped him out, so it's meant that he's unfortunately gone off. And currently back on track in 6th position. Luke Bergens still in front here, so he's now got a solid 10-second gap over Hayden Jackson, second at the moment in that Corvette. I'll stick on board with Hayden for a little bit here. In fact, let's jump in car. Get an idea of a lap around this place. In the Corvette. Yeah, they are good, Tom. It's just makes it a little bit difficult for people to hear me, but I love the sounds of the cars going round and round and round, and definitely the perspective it gives us. It's just mouth moment there with Hayden Jackson just running off into the dirt. We've got Bergens, Jackson, Lehman in to pit lane. This will be their compulsory stop that will fuel them to the end. As Bergens heads out of pit lane, having done his compulsory stop. And he's off and out of there. And Jackson resumes in second place. Matty Catalini is going to pick up third. He has already jumped through pit lane and taken what I'm sure he'll hope will be enough fuel to get him to the end of the race. Did pit on lap 6. But as we did say, able to fuel the cars, or fill the cars I should say. So you would expect he will make it through to the end. So Sam Lehman's got some work to do. Daniel Webster equally, I believe, fueled to the end. So these guys will be making the run. So we've got about 20, just under 24 minutes to go here. Penultimate round of the HJ Plant Repairs Oz Pro Am Sim Series on FGM eCast. Hayden Jackson still holding down second place here. Lap times just matching Matty Carleone here, so the gap between second and third hasn't really changed. Sitting at just on 3 seconds. A little bit of a thinner field tonight than we would have liked at a track like this. So if you are out there and registered to run in the Oz Pro Am Sim Series, don't forget that next week we are at Mount Panorama in the GTEs for the final round of Season 2. An hour and a half enduro. So if you've been enjoying the summer period, it's going to be a good time to get the gloves out and jump back in the sim. Have a run here with the series. Big slide there for Hayden Jackson. Just getting that moving on the Corvette out, and that has allowed Matty Carleone to maybe grab some advantage. For the last lap round, Hayden Jackson was actually quicker than Carleone. Good time as well for us to mention our partners in crime, AFTERSHOCK PC, your rig, your choice. Just having a chat with the guys today about a PC, and they have got the 3070 cards, the elusive 3070 cards in stock, some of them anyway. So if you are in the market for a new PC or building a new PC, then AFTERSHOCK PC, a place that we certainly recommend that you look at getting some help. Very, very responsive in helping us organise a quote for one of our team. We're getting a new Ryzen powered rig in a week or so. Be looking forward to running that with iRACING on it. Can build you something specific to running iRACING and VR and all of the applications that go with it. Can be fairly heavy on the memory of your PC, so with that in mind, I've put together a custom rig, and take a little bit over a week for them to build it. So fantastic customer service and after sales support from the crew there. Local Victorian-based business just out of St Kilda on the fringe of the CBD. So if you are looking for a PC, let them know that we sent you there. We certainly appreciate their ongoing support of our channel. And of course, Virtual Motorsport Mentor popping up on the screen there just at the right time. Chris Purnell and his team at Virtual Motorsport Mentor back into things for 2021. And see people jumping into his Discord, which means they are in for a lesson or two, whether it's circuit, oval racing, even as Hayden Jackson runs wide there. He's running very wide. He's going to continue that one round through the grass. That is going to mean that Matty Carleone jumps up into second place. Where's Sam Lehman coming around? Ben, he's got Daniel Webster right behind him, so this is going to close things right up here between Jackson, Lehman and Webster. So just saying there that if you are looking for some tutelage on iRacing, Chris Purnell, it's definitely the place we recommend to go. It can help you with the basics from setting up your pedals and making sure that your rig is all working the way that it should. through to track-specific training or car-specific training. And can help tune you up for the series. A little bit of car setup as well. So definitely a great place to get some help. And try and help to take some precious seconds out of those lap times and maybe make the difference between you being a top 10 contender and being at the front of the grid. So virtualmotorsportmentor.com. Get a lesson or a group lesson. Go from there with that. Of course, we do have to give ourselves a little bit of a boost. Ferguson Group Media, company behind all of this. Everything from marketing, strategy and advice through to full e-com builds and post-build traffic strategy, SEO. Basically, we can help you with just about anything to do with marketing, whether you want to borrow our brains to help develop a strategy or all the way through to building the content and implementing it for you. So as the pressure's on here on Hayden Jackson, on Sam Lehman, Daniel Webster right behind him. As Daniel Webster gets a move done there. So Daniel Webster jumps into pit lane. Really going to want to try and get out before Sam Lehman gets around, and he's going to manage to get it done, unfortunately. It's a long pit. He's on his way out now. So Matty Carleone, Hayden Jackson, this battle heating up. It's closed up a fair bit here. 13.5 to go in this race. Hayden Jackson, of course, in second place for a fairly big portion of it. Matty Carleone here gonna have to work hard to maintain second position for the balance of this race. So Hayden Jackson there has fortunately had an incident. I think it might have been on the entry into pit lane. He's just dropped a wheel. He did that in the... Oh no, he did that in the first race. Got very, very close to the edge. He's going to be able to get that fixed and get back out. It's disappointing for him. He was running a really strong race. So it looks like now Sam Lehman is going to be able to try and chase down Matty Carleone for second place. As Hayden Jackson makes his way back out of pit lane. So let's see what Lehman can do here. He's certainly lapping quicker than Carleone. Carleone pit a little bit earlier than him. He might be saving fuel, in fact. I'm going to jump on board with him for a lap and listen. Don't even need to jump on board with him for a lap. He is saving. And that is going to mean that Sam Lehman, I think, is going to probably get the job done. He stopped 3 laps later. So he will have around about 5 minutes of additional fuel on board the BMW. And so, obviously, Matty has decided that he needs to save. It's 47 seconds up the road from Hayden Jackson. So, could probably have done the sprint and a splash and dash at the end. That might not be on his radar though. So it does look at this stage like maybe Bergens, Lehman and Carleone. That's our podium here. And Sam Lehman has got it done. He's off and up the road. So for him now, just a matter of maintaining that position. Luke has gone reasonably unchallenged tonight. For anyone's luck at trying, just has a very strong command of that Porsche. Thanks very much for tuning in, Jefferson. Joined us just towards the end of the evening. 7 minutes to go here in this time certain race. And it is Luke Bergens dominating here, 56 seconds to the good. Bergen saving fuel. Not that I think there's too much issue with it there. It's a big, long save. There is plenty of fuel saving going on there. So, and into pit lane. This is very interesting. Obviously thinking he can't make the distance. So it's going to be a splash and dash. I'm just going to have a look here, see whether or not Sam Lehman. So Sam Lehman a fair way back around the track. Pit lane transition here for Luke Bergen is going to be about 45 seconds. So you would imagine that he will retain the lead of this race. And one of those better to be safe than sorry affairs, particularly given the size of the lead he has, that he will now be able to run to the end without any issues whatsoever. But it does bring into question whether or not everyone else is going to make it the whole way. We know Matty Carleone's been fuel saving. Let's have a listen to Sam Lehman here. So, likewise, not able to make the distance. He's jumped into pit lane. Does that mean that Matty Cardleone is going to jump in? You would figure probably that that will be the case. So drivers have worked out they're not going to make the distance. He's short shifting a lot here, Matty. Yeah, I think he's going to run the gauntlet. Sam Lehman on his way out of pit lane. This will be very close here. I think that given the gap and given the fuel saving that's been going on, that Sam Lehman will retain second place. Hayden Jackson now has gone past Matty Cardleone. So severe is the fuel saving. So he's back up into third. Minute 49 to go. It's going to be Luke Bergens. Minute 10 now, starting his second last lap, penultimate lap. I was just checking back through the history. That is going to be 4 wins in a row. 4 round wins in a row for Luke Bergens, and we'll pretty much wrap the series up for him. He's been extremely strong in the Asian League. Matty Cardleone has succumbed to the fuel issues. He is in pit lane having to do a splash and dash again, so just not quite able to get there. He's fallen 1 lap short. That means that Daniel Webster may in fact move up into 4th position. He's just coming down now as Matty Cardleone jumps out of pit lane, but it is this man Luke Bergens who will chalk up another win in that Porsche. So do stick around afterwards. We will chat with Luke and the rest of our podium. And congratulations goes to Luke Bergens for another solid performance. A very strong result indeed. So it is going to be Sam Lehman home in second place. He's got Hayden Jackson behind him, but I think there might not be enough time for him to get that done. So this guy's on their last lap now. Coming up towards Hayshed. And good drive from both guys to get the job done. So Sam Lehman returns to the podium in the M8 BMW. And it will be Hayden Jackson to bring home the strongest result for the Corvette so far this season. Well done, Hayden. And Daniel Webster coming home as well. That does round out our event for this evening. There's going to be some celebrations, I would say. And Luke Bergens is going to give us the sideways show. And he's going to go all the way and try and jump down into Tasmania if he can. He's just managed to pull it up just in time before trying to make the jump. So it was Luke Bergen, Sam Lehman and Hayden Jackson taking out our podium for this evening at Phillip Island. Into the penultimate round. Let's wait for the guys to jump in. As Luke Bergens jumps into the commentary box. Luke, congratulations on another very, very solid evening. Not quite able to fuel save to the end there, rolling around basically for half the lap to try and do so.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I thought it was going to be just a one-stop. Then I seen I had to save like 12 litres or something in that second stint. So I was trying as much as I could to save fuel. But I think, I'm not sure whether the others actually pitted 3 times or not.
No. So
No.
Sam twice,
Yep.
Hayden 3 times, but only because of incident. So no, it was a 2-stopper for everyone.
Yep.
Matty did try and save enough fuel to get to the end, but not able to do it. He was saving quite hard, lost a few positions, but no, not able to do it on the single stop. So as we are joined by Sam Lehman and Hayden Jackson for the balance of the podium for this evening, gentlemen, a great result, second and third. Sam.
Thanks, Stu. Yeah, it was intense. Plan A wasn't working out, so I switched to Plan B, and yeah, thankfully that paid off.
The double stop tonight, probably an unknown.
Yeah, it was. It was sort of playing out, and I was watching the fuel, and I was looking at my lap times, and I'm thinking, geez, I'm losing sort of 1.8, 2 seconds a lap. If I go 2 seconds a lap faster, I can probably make that stop. So, yeah, I started going for it.
Rolling the dice, I saw that we're just saying that Matty was trying to save to get to the end, and he probably at the end fell about a lap short. So just with the timing, he may have made it if Luke hadn't made it across the line with about 20 seconds to spare for one further lap.
Yeah, and I think actually his strategy would have worked, which is crazy. He went in probably because he had that little off at MG, and then I was following him, and he went into the pits that lap, which was probably about 2-3 laps early. So his strategy probably would have worked if he just stayed out another lap or two.
Yeah, he had a blip there as well, disappeared off the screen for a bit, so I don't know if that contributed or not to his off. And Hayden, congratulations, mate. Probably not where you expected to finish the night based on our conversation before the race.
Nah, definitely not, eh? No, it was good. We had a good battle with all the boys up the front. Sort of kept the same pace when they were fuel saving, and I was pushing pretty hard.
Yep.
But this Chevy was pretty good in the second race, and got the fuel cap. I think I was 13 litres over, so I probably could have had a couple of seconds up my sleeve, but that's all right. You learn for the next one, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Managing to just steer clear of a couple of offs on at turn 2 on lap 1 as well, so that helped. But Luke with the killer start as usual, jumping from last up to 4th and then up into 1st by the end of the first lap. So, but a good run overall for the Corvette.
Yeah, it was running pretty well. I didn't see too much behind me. I was more focused on trying to keep Luke in behind me, to tell you the truth.
Yep.
But yeah, as soon as I come around and I saw that there was a couple of blue cars behind me, I thought, oh, there must have been a bit of an issue. I saw Brady had an issue with his tech as well. Yeah, that's why he went a lap down, which is unfortunate because he had a lot of pace as well.
He did.
It was probably running quicker than what I was the whole race. Just unfortunately had a tech glitch, but he'll get that sorted out for the next one and he'll be back up with us.
Beautiful for when we head to Bathurst next week for the last round. So looking forward to that one. Luke, as usual, mate, you've got your shopping list of people to thank.
Yeah, like always, just massive thanks to HM Engineering, Logitech, BenQ, AMD, Honda, and I think there's a couple more, but I've probably missed them. But yeah, thanks to them.
Very good, very good. Honda's a new one there. We haven't heard that before. Sam, yourself, give yourself a shout out, please.
Yeah, thanks to 93 PC for sponsoring my car, which is me. Thanks for our series sponsors, HJ Plant Repairs and Ferguson Group Media, FGM Ecast.
Very good. And Hayden?
Yeah, just big thanks. Obviously, HJ Plant Repairs putting on the series as a major sponsor. 93 PC for hooking us up with a good rig. And yeah, just all the guys out there having a good fun tonight. It was good battling, and the stream, I'm sure, with FGM will obviously be really good too. So can't wait to watch that back.
And obviously, while we can, people may not make the connection, but thank you for your ongoing participation sponsoring the series overall. It's always appreciated.
It's good. Been a good series so far, and the last 2 seasons have been really good. I'm looking forward to season 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't let all the cats out of the bag, but I did drop a couple of pearls on the season 3 that's coming up. So hopefully we can get a few more in, and even for season 3, get a few more in for next week at Bathurst. Get some of the guys back into the Sims as we head towards autumn and more appropriate sim racing weather as well. So I'm looking forward to all of that coming up, starting again mid-March. But we do have one more round to go still, and that's at Mount Panorama. That always spells drama and fun for everyone. So looking forward to that next week. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. Thanks, Stu.
Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll catch you guys next Tuesday. And equally, that is it for us. This is our last quiet week before we get full swing into things for the year. Coming up next week, we are back with ANSCAR with their truck series. And that is coming to you next Monday evening. Before we do, as we just said, have the final round of the AUSPASS Sim Series for a short period of time. We head to Bathurst and complete with the Enduros, the 1.5 hour Enduro Series race. Would complete the series, and looking forward to that one. And just some announcements about the Australian Endurance E-Championship, which will make its return early March to FGM eCast. So keep an eye out for that one as things slowly start to roll up. for our busy period between March and September or so this year. So keep an eye out for all of that sort of stuff. We do appreciate those who did tune in, and of course to our sponsors as well, Ferguson Group Media, Chris Purnell, the team at Virtual Motorsport, Mentor, and the guys out at AFTERSHOCK PC. Thank you all for your ongoing support. We will catch you again next Monday for the first of our events, and we thank you very much for joining us. Till then, take care, and we will see you next week.